Is this really AI? I was already preparing my review when I saw this stuff making the rounds, so let me give you a fair and honest review of this one and why I don't think it's AI. And if you just want to see the 4K versus Blu-ray comparison, I'll put that at the end of the video. Okay, let's start with the picture. This short clip will give you an idea of what to expect when it comes to texture and detail level. And right away you can see a scratch here, so this hasn't been restored. And this is our first clue that there wasn't any AI processing. And it's not just in this scene, there's a lot of white specks and scratches throughout this movie. And this is the picture that got everyone all wound up. But when you investigate a little further, you'll notice that these same white specks are on the Blu-ray as well. And these defects would have been detected automatically by AI. There's also a lot of scenes where the picture quality drops off dramatically, and if AI upscaling had been used, these scenes would have looked a lot sharper. And the softness in the picture can be attributed to the 3D source. Take a look at these scenes, for example. Notice how objects and people are much softer around the edges compared to the background? Everything you see that has a softer edge was made to pop out in 3D, and the Blu-ray was over-sharpened to try to counteract that softer look. And there's no AI processing here either because it would have added a lot more detail to people in the foreground. Okay, so if it's not AI, then how do I explain away the ghost faces and other things people are seeing? You have to consider that this is a native 3D source, and now it's being converted into a two-dimensional 4K video with HDR thrown into the mix. And if these people had taken the time to watch this in 3D, the way it was meant to be seen, then they would see that the audience looked like cardboard cutouts. And now you're seeing an all-new scan, or possibly an upscale, and there's a lot more detail to work with now. And don't forget about motion. And you can take it or leave it, but this was never going to look like a top-tier 4K due to the source. Okay, let's talk about the audio. And this soundtrack was a lot of fun. If you're one of those people that complains about the lack of overhead sound with Atmos, you're gonna love this one. There's all kinds of action. Motorboats coming and going, seagulls and dolphins make noise in all directions, and I love when the camera shifts underwater and you really get that sense that it's on top of you. This is an A+ soundtrack and it's a great upgrade over the old Blu-ray. For extras, the 3D version is included on Blu-ray, and if you have the capability, it's worth checking out. Alright, so let's wrap this thing up, and I have to admit I had a lot of fun watching this. Maybe it was the great soundtrack, or maybe even the story and cheesy acting, but I just sat back and enjoyed the ride. And I can honestly say that none of the so-called problems that people are reporting on bothered me while watching this. That said, if all you care about is great picture quality, this isn't it. But if you just want to relax and have some fun, it's worth checking out, and I can definitely see myself watching this one again. So that's my honest review. If you found it helpful, I'd appreciate it if you would like the video, and I'll leave you now with the 4K versus Blu-ray comparison. Thanks for watching.